Alright, Professor Mihu, I thought all of the readings and the video that we had to watch were all very interesting for this week. To start with the reading Solitude's Self by Elizabeth Stanton, I found it very interesting and empowering since I am a woman. I thank her for having the bravery at this time in history, along with the other women who stood with her to give us the opportunity to vote and to be equal in our society. While I believe society is still working on this, I can say that we all have equal privileges to grow and prosper as an individual. Women can grow up and choose to go to college to get higher education, and as of recently, women can enter the military and pursue a career in special forces. These are both major steps in our society, especially for women in the military, because that has never been allowed before. One thing that stuck out to me is when she was discussing how we should appreciate the importance of every soul being different and that no two human beings are alike. I found this to show the true power of God because He made us all different, but in His likeness. And we are supposed to follow in His footsteps. And men and women are equal in the fact that we all come into this world with the chance to grow as an individual and carry our own responsibilities. Now, in concerning the reading the book of Jonah, I find this to be very interesting and admirable because you see the true love and mercy that God has for all of His people and animals. He created us to live lives like He did and to follow in His footsteps and care and serve for others. And even though these people turned away from God, He still took them back into His arms and after they turned away from their evil ways. And one time in my life, during my parents' divorce when I was a teenager, I personally turned away from God and I had anger towards Him. I was in high school and I started to rebel, if you will, by hanging out with a group of people who led me down a bad road, and it just wasn't a good decision. And it took me a couple months for me to realize that God was not the one to blame, and I didn't want to be the person that I was becoming. So I thank Him for helping me get back onto my path and realizing that I'm here for a reason, and that is part of the reason that I chose to Bethel. I also enjoyed watching the TED Talk with Sherry Turkle about being connected but alone. I have grown up with the changing technology, and I remember my grandma having the first bulky cell phone, and there's concerns with digital technologies because of the fact that we are so dependent on them, especially our phones, and it can make us change who we are, what we think, and what we do. Sherry made one statement that stuck out to me, and that was, by connecting through technology, we isolate ourselves from others. People are so attached to their phones that they will text in meetings or when you're just trying to have conversations with them. And I know I'm probably to blame for that as well. Technology stops us from learning about each other in a personable way, but I think technology can also help us connect to people, especially like people are far away and you're still trying to have connections with them and conversations through FaceTime or Skype or anything like that. I find there to be benefits, like I said, and downfalls though, so hopefully we can find a happy medium with technology. And that is all I have for this Friday Night Live.